that smoke out of the air. It's nice to be able to breathe again, isn't it? Clean air, beautiful views. It's been another bad season in BC for forest fires. Close to 600 of them burning across our province at the worst. And last year, by the way, was the worst fire season on record. Last year, fires burned the equivalent of about 1/3 of Vancouver Island in hectares. It was terrible. 65,000 people were displaced from their homes last year. This year, once again, we've had another terrible fire season, and all that smoke we've been breathing testifies to that fact. I remember a few years back looking at a very powerful image in Claims magazine of a block of homes in Kelowna. In one block, 6 homes were reduced utterly to ashes, gray, blackened smirches on the earth. And in the center of this swath of destruction, there miraculously 2 homes were still standing. You could see how the fire had come right up to their lawns on 3 sides. They were spared, but the others destroyed. And unless you've experienced such a loss, you can't know the pain and anguish that those families who, in some cases, have lost everything they owned in their lives, the toll, physically, emotionally, and financially, is enormous. It is this image of the terrible, destructive power of fire that James uses, among others, to describe the power of the tongue. In chapter 3, James talks about the power of the tongue, the power to develop life, to encourage life, and the power to corrupt life, to destroy life. James believes that the words we speak have power. They have power to develop life. If the person who is speaking happens to be already in a position of power, their words carry even more weight, commensurate to their position. Teachers, for example, have a position of respect and responsibility. They have within their charge the life, the mind, and the spirit of a child. What a great privilege! And what a huge responsibility that is. We all know examples in our lives and in the lives of those around us, our families, examples of teachers who have touched us, touched our children, our grandchildren in such a way as to change them, to direct and shape their lives to our great benefit. The main stock and trade of teachers are words. With words we plant dreams and create possibilities. With words we shape a heart and guide a searching soul. Words form the foundation of all great people, and the magnificent institutions that they built are welded together by words. You know, the Hebrew term, davar, means word, but it also means deed. In Hebrew, speaking is the same as doing. Saying the word gives substance to the thing said. When God said, "Let there be light," it was light. When I say the words, "I love you," I love you. Speaking those words gives substance, gives a reality to that existence. Words of power. They have the power of creation. Friedrich Buechner says that by my words, I both discover and create who I am. By my words, I elicit a word from you. Through our converse, we create each other. A word well spoken has power. It has the power to turn away an army. Did you know that? There are examples in Scripture of this. During the civil war between David and Saul, there was one particular skirmish where David's general Joab had decimated the opposing forces led by Abner, the general of King Saul. In the middle of the night, Abner took his last stand with a few men left to him on a hilltop, surrounded by Saul's devouring commando. Must the sword devour forever? How long before you order your men to stop pursuing their brothers? Those words, spoken in that desperate moment, have the power to turn the heart of one of the most ruthless killers in all Scripture. Joab blew the trumpet and sounded the withdrawal of his troops. Words. Such power, such potential. Power to do good. Power to save life, to encourage life. But James also says that words have the power to do evil and to harm life. James tells us that the tongue is set on fire by hell. The Greek word for hell is Gehenna, which refers to Gehenna. It's a valley just south of Jerusalem. We saw it on our recent journey there, our pilgrimage. In the Old Testament, that valley was the boundary line between two tribes. It was also the site of Canaanite worship before Israel entered the land. They worshipped Baal there. They worshipped Moloch. They actually sacrificed their children in the fire to Moloch in that valley. Jeremiah said that it would be a place of judgment, called it the Valley of Slaughter. And in fact, many Jews were killed there under the Babylonians and thrown into that valley, their bodies burned. For these reasons, the Valley of Gehenna became associated over time with the fires of hell, and therefore symbolic with hell itself. Gehenna is symbolic of the evil influence of Satan. And James says that the tongue can be a whole world of evil among the parts of the body, and that the source of that evil is Satan. For James, the devil is a very real entity who seeks to do us harm. His primary methods are to take advantage of the natural tendency that is in all of us toward the dark side of sin. And the devil discovers our weaknesses, and those weaknesses become the focus of his activity in our lives. Thus we see that happening in our gospel reading with Peter, when Jesus rebuked him and said, "Get thee behind me, Satan." The tongue is a particularly favorite target because of the inordinate and disproportionate amount of power that it carries. Like the small rudder that can turn a large ship. Know the damage that we can do to ourselves and to others by what we say. Words have power. Sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can really harm me. Words. Truth is under fire today. Do you know that truth is under attack today? You may not know this. You may know this. There's a Canadian journalist. His name is Daniel Dale. And he works for the Toronto Star. He is their bureau chief in Washington, D.C. And Daniel Dale spends his days listening to and reading what Trump has said and tweets and checking up the facts and publishing all of the inaccurate statements and inconsistencies, false statements made by the current president, Donald Trump. Fake news, if you will. And according to Dale, since his inauguration, Trump has averaged 2.9 untruthful statements per day. He's on a roll, isn't he? He's on a roll. But truth still means something. It still means something. And our words are important. How we speak, what we say, how we handle truth. These things are important. How we treat people is important. The advent of the internet has unleashed a whole flood of vociferous language upon the world. You ever heard the term internet troll? Yeah, well, there are internet trolls out there trolling, if you will, public forums, social media chat rooms, blogs, and the primary intent is to provoke people out there, to raise an emotional response, to make people angry or hurt, and they use this sense of anonymity to wreak havoc and do violence with their words. Our former bishop, Michael, once described email as a legal means of drive-by shootings. You know, I've been in parish ministry, tried to add it up, probably something like 40 years now. 40 years. And I cannot begin to tell you all the examples I've seen of the power of words to create havoc in the lives of individuals, families, churches. Only to say that I believe James is right. Such fires are fueled like a hell. So how do we tame the tongue? How do we get a handle on our words? How do we clean out this kind of pollution in our lives? I have a prayer that I keep, and every now and then I pull it out and read it. You've probably heard it before. It goes like this. Dear Lord, so far today, I'm doing all right. I have not gossiped, lost my temper. I've not been greedy, grumpy, nasty, selfish, or self-indulgent. I haven't whined or complained, cursed, or eaten anything chocolate. I haven't charged anything on my credit card. But I will be getting out of bed in a minute. And I think I'll really need your help then. When I was a child, I remember using a word that my mother found offensive. I don't know where I heard it. I probably picked it up at school. I brought it home. Mom didn't miss a beat. She hauled me into the bathroom, grabbed the bar of soap, and washed my mouth out with soap, while she explained to me that such words are inappropriate language. Well, nowadays, of course, we would understand, and she would recognize that that's a dangerous thing to do and not acceptable today. But I tell you the truth, and that, by the way, was the only time I ever remember mom doing that with me or any of the other 5 children. But I tell you the truth, it made an indelible impression upon my mind, and that particular word was quickly excised from my young vocabulary. And I learned that words are not neutral, that some words should not be spoken. It's a good lesson for me. I don't recommend it to you. In chapters 3 and 4, James hauls us into the bathroom. And he takes a bottle of soap to our souls. He does. And he says, we gotta get you cleaned up. How is he going to clean us up? How is it going to happen? Well, I think there's a recipe, a solution for cleaning us given in verse 4 of chapter 4. And let me read this to you. Chapter 4, verse 7. Chapter 4, verse 7, James says, submit yourselves then to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Come near to God, and he will come near to you. Wash your hands, you sinners, and purify your hearts, you double-minded. Change your laughter to mourning and your joy to gloom. Humble yourselves before the Lord, and he will lift you up. That's good advice. That's a good recipe to cleanse our soul. Submit to God. Come to God. Come to God. Resist the devil. Resist him with all your might, with all your soul. Cleanse your heart. And humble yourself. What does a purified life and tongue look like? We've already looked at what a tongue is like when it's fueled by hell. What does it look like when it's fueled by heaven? You know, at the end of chapter 3, James paints a picture for us, I think, of a life and a tongue that is filled by the goodness of God. And this picture becomes a standard by which we can measure ourselves, encourage ourselves. It's the kind of verse that wouldn't be a bad idea to print it out and paste it on your bathroom mirror. So every time you go to brush your teeth, you can read this verse. Here it is, and I'm going to close with these words. But the wisdom that comes from heaven is first of all pure, then peace-loving, considerate, submissive, full of mercy and good fruit, impartial and sincere. Peacemakers who sow in peace raise a harvest of righteousness. May it be so in our lives, O Lord, by the grace of God, in the name of Jesus Christ.